Well, welcome to the Generations Empowerment Podcast, where we empower generations to build wealth and legacy together. And we are part of the Biblical Success Family Wealth Network. And I wanted to jump on today because people has been asking me, because people who know me, they know I'm actually writing a new book, or it's actually a journal. All right, which I've never done before, never written a journal before. I've authored and co-authored 9 books, but never a journal. And so, what I was going to do today, for those of you who are authors or bloggers or influencers who have content, this is one of the things that you may want to consider is taking that information that you have and actually convert it into a journal or some other type of digital product that you and your family can sell in order to build wealth, another income stream. So that's what I want to talk about today is basically walking you through my journey. And I'm only in part one, phase one, whatever you want to call it. That's where I am. So I wanted to share with you my thoughts and my steps that I'm going through so far, and then maybe show you what I've completed so far. And then the next episode, hopefully in a few days, I share you the next steps and how far I'm getting. So, and if you got any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. But this is a journey for me because this is something I have never done before. And I'm still new at using the various AI platforms. So I will talk about that and which platforms I chose and why. And so without any further ado, let's just jump right in because what I'm going to do is actually walk you through 6 steps, kind of 6 general steps that I have gone through so far in this part one episode, and then show you where my product is and give you a glimpse of what the finished product is looking like. Okay, so let's begin with step one, and the question would be, why did I decide to do a journal? That's actually a good question. It wasn't a decision I made on my own. I actually had this content on, where can I find my purpose? It's already been a very popular workshop we done, popular in our webinars. So I already knew it was a product that people would need it, they're looking for, and so forth. And we've been doing this for what, 10 or 15 years. So what I said, okay, let me see if I can take this product that we're using for workshops and can we rewrite it or reformat it in a digital way where we actually can sell it. So what did I do? Of course, I asked ChatGPT is, can they do some recommendations? Can we give me some recommendations, some options of what I can do with this information that I have? And one, it came back with several great ideas, and I'm just going to start on this first one. Most likely we'll do the other ones too. But one of the things they recommend, because I've already had the information, why not just convert it into a digital journal so people can actually download it and actually beginning this inspirational journey for themselves and finding and identifying their purpose and begin walking in their purpose. So that's how I came up with doing a journal. Like I said, I've never done a journal before, so this is my first. So that's how I came up with it. ChatGPT gave me some good recommendations, and so I said, well, let's go for it and see what happens. So that's why I chose that. So one of the things I do recommend is if you're writing a book, I recommend that you write about something that you know. I know with ChatGPT, you hear all these influencers say you can actually pick something and let ChatGPT do it for you, or Claude, or one of these other AI platforms. That's just not me. I prefer to do something that I know, and whatever it writes, I'm going to modify it and make it my own. Okay, so that was step one. Is first I had to decide well what I was going to do a journal on, what was going to be the basis for my journal. So that step, thanks to ChatGPT, it helped me with that. Step two, let's see. I asked ChatGPT to provide me with the steps for writing my first journal. See, I've never written a journal before. I'm not really confident about the format or anything like that. So what I did was I uploaded the content that I had from our workshops and from our webinars. And basically what it did, it just took that content and put it in a journal format for me. So that saved a tremendous amount of time. And only thing, once it completed that process, the only thing I did was modify it, update it because it left out some information and so forth. I tweaked it. I added quotes, for example, at the end of each section. I added quotes to it and a few other minor things. But that process was actually rather quick. I'm thinking less than an hour. I had the basic format written for my journal, and I personalized it to make it work for me, and so forth. So that was step number two. I uploaded my information, and now I had a written format for my journal. So that actually worked out good. The second step was, and this is what I normally do, is I took the information that ChatGPT created, which was in a journal format, and then I copy and pasted that information into Microsoft Word. And the reason why I did that is that's why I did my spell checks, my grammar, and also did some additional modifications as well. Because what I learned after using ChatGPT is I still need to edit it. I still need to do the grammar check, the spell check, and that sort of thing to make sure it's meeting all of the standards that I wanted to meet. So that was so I just didn't take the information from ChatGPT and just uploaded it into the platform that I'm going to use for actually creating the journal. So that's what I did. So that's that interim step that I like to do. Because when I do it, it does find errors and I get a chance to actually correct them and then make any other changes that I want to make. Okay. So that was step number three. All right, step number four. Let's see here. Step number four is I had to select the AI platform for creating the journal. So now that I had the content all laid out in a journal format, now I wasn't going to use that to actually as my product that I was actually going to sell. Because now I need to make it look good. I needed to add some pictures. I really needed to massage it so it's actually professional and it's actually going to be inspiring for my clients and for my readers and for my journalists who actually is going to use this product to help them find and identify their purpose. And the platform that I used is called Typeset. It's called Typeset, and I'm gonna let you take a look at it in a few minutes. And you may say, well, Phillip, how did you select Typeset? Because what I did was, those of you who know me well, the first thing I did, I researched. I actually used ChatGPT in this process to help me research what would be some good, easy platforms. Good, and when I say good and easy, somebody like me that's a beginner that's never done this before. Okay, so one of the platforms that it suggested was Typeset. And I do have some familiarity with Typeset because I actually used that to actually do my last ebook. So and it sort of recommended that again. So I said, okay, let me go to Typeset. I've had some experience with that. I went through all the research with that. And when I was selecting it the first time, after I do my research, then the second step is, and I recommend this for everybody, is actually take some training on actually how to use the platform so you can be more productive once you jump on the platform. So that's what I did. And my rule of thumb is when I'm taking training on a new platform, AI platform, I look for and take training from at least three different people. And what I've learned was, even though I'm taking a beginner's class, a beginning training on YouTube, which is free, each of them's beginning class all going to share some different information. Never are they all exactly the same. Majority, say 80, 90% of this information is the same, but it's that 10% that's going to be a little bit different that the other ones didn't share. So that's what I did. I researched, I took some training, and this process, because I'm only doing it part-time, probably took about 2 weeks to actually do. So I wasn't in a hurry or anything like that. So as far as hours, not necessarily a lot of hours, but it took what it took. So that's what I recommend. And I do recommend typeset. Right. They're not paying me to say that, but it has worked very well for me. Okay. So once I've identified that that was the platform I'm going to use, which was step 4, then that moved me into step 5. Step 5 is then I took the journal information that I had written that was now in Microsoft Word. Then I just uploaded that into Typeset, and then I let Typeset work its magic. All right, so what I'm going to do is show you how a little bit about Typeset and basically what it's looking like at this point. Remember, I started with kind of a blank piece of paper, so to speak, as it relates to creating a journal, but I did have content already, so it made the process go much faster. So let me see if I can open up Typeset here. And here's Typeset. As you can see, this is some of the projects that I'm working on. So right here that I've highlighted here, this is my journal. It's pretty much in the final stages. I got a few minor tweaking. My wife, Dr. Janice Porter, we actually co-writing this because we did the workshops together, the webinars together. So this is a project we're actually doing together. So I've been through my process, and so now she'll be doing her process of editing and so forth. But so far, she's giving me some thumbs up. So just to give you a little bit, this is not a training on Typeset, but if I open up Typeset, this is what it looks like. This is where I actually uploaded my my script for for this journal. So I uploaded it here, and when I uploaded, this is what it actually created. It gave me all the pictures that I needed. It gave me the format, as you can see. And the beauty in it is you can change this format just with a click of the button, what they call their magic button. If you click on this, it gives you more options down here on how you may want it to look. So all you have to do is choose one of these options, okay? Whichever one that works best for you. And this is the one that I chose that actually works best for me. So that's one of the beauties of it. It does give you a lot of options on what the page could look like. So you can make it personal and you can really make it yours. Plus these pictures, if you don't like any of the pictures that they're providing, you can actually change these pictures, and Typeset does have a library. They have a library of free, copyright-free photos and pictures that you can use. A lot of, I don't know how many, but seems like hundreds. So you can actually find if these don't work for you, then you can select one to work for you. Okay. So as you go down, you can see, path 7, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it put it all in these formats. It got my quotes here. And this happened relatively quickly. It only took probably less than 2 hours to actually create this, probably actually less than that, probably an hour or something. Okay. So it has all the information about us as the authors at the end. Okay. So that's so that's Typeset. And as you can see, it does a very good job, very, very good job. But even once you get in here, if you want to make some changes, you still can make those changes. Okay. And now let's go back here. Now I want to give you a glimpse of what it looks like so far that what people would be able to download. So as it's not for doing this for the first time. I'm actually pretty satisfied with it. So it's looking pretty good. So this is the cover page that you can see. And you got a table of contents. All right, our introduction, how to use the journal, the benefits of using the journal, who is the journal, who is this journal is for. Final word before you begin. So this gives you an idea of what it looks like. All right. So not too bad. So when people print it out, they got a place to actually write, right? Because they got some action steps, they got some things they have to do, and they get a chance to write it in. Okay. All right. Still got to find, some minor bugs to work out in it. So we're actually going through the approval process now to make sure we've worked out all the bugs and we got everything the way we want it to go. Okay. All right. So that was, let's see, where am I at? So that was actually step number 4. I had to select a platform. Typeset is very good for doing eBooks, for doing journals, social media posts. It's very good at doing those. I've had some little experience with that, so we'll see how that goes when I get to those specific steps. Okay. So let's see. Once I did that, then what I did was actually downloaded this because now you want to actually see it and see how it actually looks when you actually download it. So I downloaded it, and so I always like to touch and feel. So that's what the people who purchase it, the customers who purchase it, you want to actually see what it actually looks like. At least I do when they actually download it and pay money to actually be able to use the journal. Okay. So, let's see. I think that's where I am at now. So that's got a part 1. It's going through the approval process of myself and Dr. Janice Porter. So we'll see how that goes in the next few days. Okay. So as you can see is so far the experience has been pretty good. As far as actual hours, it's probably only been a couple of hours. I know it's been a couple of weeks, but it's not like I work on it every day. But with this AI, if you haven't started using it, I strongly recommend that you do. So if this episode was helpful, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so it lets you know when the next episode, because I'm going to be doing a part 2 sometime in the next couple of days as I'm going through the process. And hopefully you're getting some out of it. Once I said, if you have any questions, make sure you put a comment below and I'll be happy to answer them for you. And so my part 2 coming up, now that I have the finished product of the actual journal completed. Now I need the marketing materials, sales materials, and that sort of thing. So that's going to be interesting is how do I actually create those things? And ChatGPT has been very helpful. It's been suggesting, for example, it recommended I create 5 to 7 professional mock-ups of the journal. I've never done that, so we'll see. We'll see how that turn out. And then to say you should do like a 20, 30-second promotional video. So we'll see about that. And then create some social media posts. It helps me with that, but I had to physically do each one of these things. I'm not an expert by no means. But the next episode, I'll show you what I've done and kind of see what you think in the process. So thanks for joining me. Hope you got something out of it. And make sure you kind of watch the next couple of days if you want to know what step two and how step two or phase two or part two, how that actually turned out. Listen up and like I said, like and subscribe so you can get the next episode. All right, thank you very much, everyone, and hopefully you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.